Hey, what's up, guys? So I just moved into my new house, and today we're gonna interview a person who just passed the phase one and phase two. Let's wait for her to come in. Just waiting for her.
Hi, how are you doing?
Hi, what's up? What's up? Was this? I didn't know you joined actually.
Oh,
Oh, like I was using Discord, and yeah.
oh,
So
okay.
yeah. Let me
No,
just.
I just got in.
Okay. Let me just put myself in a better position. So, how's your trading going for so far right now?
Whew, it's been a roller coaster.
Like this 2 days, this past 2 days, currently today and the yesterday, like the news just came out, and I was like, I have never seen this much movement in the market.
Yeah, yeah, it's been
GBP,
crazy.
JPY, gold, like they are breaking the levels from the last years, and like
Yes.
since GBP, JPY is like last 2016, it went to that area. So like,
Yeah, yeah.
wow.
'Cause I put like quarter marks on my chart, so I like to mark off the quarter areas. And so now I'm at the top of some of my charts that I have to add new lines. Like I haven't had to add lines in like months. It's been like forever because price always goes up and
Yeah.
down, so it comes back to those zones. And now we're at a place where I don't even have lines yet. So I'm just like, "Wait, what is that?
Wow.
What is that?"
Yeah. So first of all, introduce yourself. Let me introduce myself first. So my name is Sahil. Before I was living in India, and after that, I decided to move to Paris due to like study and everything. But like I'm not sure it was a good decision or not yet, because I thought like it will be great here, that's what I thought. But actually
Yes.
it's not. Like it's too much
It's
expensive.
good. Maybe not great yet, but good. Yes.
Yeah, you can say good, like you can say good,
Okay.
but okay, traveling and like going out with friends, it's great with that. But like if it comes to a house and everything, it's really hard. Because
Oh, I
I
can
just
imagine.
moved, I just moved in this house like 5 days ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so like before that I was living with other person, and like he had some family issues, so I was like, okay, no issue, and we need to move urgently to a different house, and to find a house in Paris, it's really hard.
Oh, wow.
So I
Oof.
wanted to like say, like, you pass the account and you said something about psychology and everything, right? So I will first
Yes.
explain that in India, when I started trading, actually I started trading before COVID, like in that period of time. But
Mm-hmm.
I was learning it, and literally I wasn't going out of my room. I wasn't even eating. I was just focusing on chart, nothing else, like just these things. So after that, like I was like, okay, let's deposit some amount of money. So I was like, okay, I don't have that much cash. So I was like, I go to my dad and I tell them that I do these things, and I need a little bit of money. And he said, like, go on yourself. Like in simple terms, like he was trying to say that,
Yeah.
like, you can earn yourself. If you know about
Yeah.
this, you can earn yourself, because according to Indian mentality, trading is like a gambling thing for them.
Ah,
So they
okay.
don't agree with me till that. So after that, my father's friend, he met with him and everything, and he saw that I have really good knowledge about it.
Yeah.
So he hired me as a like teaching purposes. So I teach other people, but I have never traded account yet. But I had the knowledge how to, So I was, because on demo I was really good profitable. So I was doing live trading with demo in my classes, and they were really enjoying it, because
Mhm.
teaching was the other part. Like in 20 days, I was just doing like live
Yeah.
demo with them, so they can understand it. But they didn't understand that demo and the real account are really different. So I save up a little bit of money and I started trading. I grown really great account. Like I started scalping it account, and I saved bunch of money, actually enough money to move to Paris. I used that savings and moved
Oh,
here by myself with my fiance. Actually, I got engaged in that period of time, and moved to Paris with her.
Yay,
And
congrats.
yeah, thank you. So, like after moving here, I was like, I was like, okay, funded account can be a great thing. So let's start with that because I haven't traded funded account till then. Just
Mhm.
okay, when I was in India, I traded like only two account and I passed the phase one, and I didn't pass the phase two because I decided I was like, okay, I did to pass the phase one, and now I can do it phase two as well. I was taking it lightly, so I lost the phase two. That was the first time I traded funded account. Then I moved to Paris, and I was like, let's trade funded account. I'm just keep losing it. I don't know what is it. Like it's about the change of environment, or maybe I'm taking too much of thing in my head. So like, okay, first let's say like what do you think? How can I? Because I have seen your trade, I have seen your records. That's amazing. Like that's like above 70 to 80% win rate. That's great.
Yeah, I think definitely the psychology part pl definitely plays a role. And a lot of traders will say, trading is 90% mental, but at the same time, not a lot of classes talk a lot about the psychology part. They just stick to the strategies, the indicators,
Yeah.
marking up charts, these things, but there's not a lot of time placed on the psychology in conversation. So in classes, they don't really spend a lot of time talking about that. And I think like because even like you were mentioning about the demo account, like between demo and live, there is like because I think a lot of times when we think about money and how we relate to money causes an emotional reaction in us. And so people don't really think about that, or you don't really realize it's happening, but it's like a subconscious kind of thing. So even when you move from a demo account into a live account, there's an emotional reaction that's happening for you. And so if you don't really harness it or you don't pay attention to it, it will affect the outcome of your trading. And so, a lot of times, even with funded accounts, because a lot of times people will kind of view a funded account as, oh, like you didn't have to work for the 25,000 or the 100,000 or the 200,000 that they gave you. That's not your money that you went to a job every day for 10 years and you saved up all this money. So you don't have those memories and that emotional connection to that money that says, oh, I need to protect this because this is my blood, sweat, and tears that created this account. No, it's just, some you paid a fee, of course, but then somebody just handed you an account for $100,000. And now you're like, oh wow, now since it's not my money and I'm not scared to lose it, I can take a lot size of 10,
Yeah.
put 10 standards on this trade. Let me see what that looks like. And then also there's the anxiety or the excitement of, hey, if I can win a trade with 5 standard lots, that's a lot of money. And then they're going to pay that to me. So people kind of get into that headspace of, oh, I want to see what it looks like to, get a payout of $10,000 or, so they're going for those big,
Numbers.
shiny, goals out there.
Yeah.
But, even, and I think, there's a group called, the trading floor, and also his YouTube channel. His name is
Moving
Artie. I
average.
don't know if
Yeah.
you've
Yeah. I know. I know.
yeah, the is it TMA? What is that? The
Yeah.
moving
TMA.
average?
The
There we go.
moving
The
average.
moving
Yes.
average. Yeah, so that's the name of his channel, and he does a really good video where he talks about if you were to secure a funded account and you did like modest trading, like your goal was maybe $1,000 a day, or $2,000 a day, something that could get you like maybe $4,000 a week. That's a pretty good living. That somebody could as a professional trader, you secured a funded account, you do these small incremental trades on this particular account. At least you have consistency, and now you'll get those payouts on a regular basis, as opposed to trying to shoot for the moon and get like a huge payout all at once. And so I think a lot of times people have a hard, especially when you come from a position of you haven't had much for a long time, and then you see this opportunity where, oh, all the money that I've ever wanted is right here, and maybe I could get that in one day, instead of staying in the lane where you've been in. Like, okay, so you've been living with the roommate for 2 years, stay living with your roommate for another 3 or 4 years until you save up some money or you get a lot of payouts. But a lot of people are like, oh, well, now that I've got this big account or I have access to this money, I'm going to go, do enough trades so that I can get my own apartment or get a bigger house or get a car or get all, we start making these plans for money that we haven't even earned yet, so that I think that part of, how we think and how we plan and what our, and even like your ultimate trading plan should include like those types of goals where it's like, okay, my goal is I want to be consistently making a withdrawal of $1,500 a week or $2,000 a week. That's part of your trading plan. And a lot of people don't have that built into their trading plan.
Yeah.
And so I think that that little part, if we add that to our trading plan, could definitely help us to be more consistent. And then seeing the consistency is when you're going to start seeing like regular payouts that could literally change your life.
Hmm. So like, okay, I understand because I have been through that phase. So currently, I can say that like when I trade a account, like I can say it relate to like, okay, I can cover my rent expense, I can cover this expense. Like it does come in my mind, and like I can
Yeah,
get attached to that emotions. So like,
exactly.
how do you suggest like if because I know I need to pass the phase one and phase two before I get a payout.
Hmm.
So like how do you suggest like I can cut that thought and just focus on the phase one and phase two?
Now, me personally, part of my trading strategy does involve psychology. So I know personally, like big numbers tend to scare me, like they make me do weird things. And so I would prefer to take smaller trades, like more smaller trades, as opposed to looking for big sweeping moves. And I am a scalper, so I don't like holding trades for a long period of time because that also messes with my emotions. And even when I'm in profit, if I have a trade open, I can't not look at it, and then I keep wanting to turn it off or stop it here and stop it there. So I know that that's not for me, and so I have just become okay with that because for a while I wasn't okay with that, and I thought, oh, I'm doing this wrong. But there is no wrong. You have to find what's comfortable for you, and so also trying looking at other traders and trying to copy what they're doing can also be detrimental to some folks. So what I tend to do is, even when you're going through the challenge process and you look at the rules and the parameters that you have to stay within, like literally mapping out a plan on paper before you start the challenge is most beneficial. So if they have like a minimum days of trading, so you have to trade for 5 days during your challenge process. So and I like Thunder Pro because after that's over, you don't have that stipulation. But I really think it's good. It's good guardrails for people to have. So I think maybe, and this is probably controversial because everybody wants everything to be easy. Nobody wants
Yeah.
anybody policing them or putting rules on them.
Yeah.
But I think that they should keep that even after you become funded because I've become victim of, hey, I went too far or I did too much or not enough. And so I haven't stuck to my rules all the time. And so having another partner that will keep you in check, that I mean, that's so necessary, which is another part of trading psychology, having accountability partners. But also to your point of passing the challenges, so if you map out a plan on paper and literally write it down, so you have that 5 days that you have to trade in order to pass the challenge. And so even if you have the ability to pass the challenge in one day, just refrain from doing that. Try not to do that. So make out your plan that, oh, I'm going to spend the 5 days passing the challenge. And so if the goal is $2,500 to meet the target or $10,000 target, whatever that target is, divide it by the 5 days. And so each day you reach that goal and then you stop trading. Then you come back the next day, you reach the next day's goal and you stop trading. So, if you have a demo account and you just feel the itch, because hey, traders are, we're risky people. We like to take
Yeah.
risks. We like that adrenaline rush.
Because
So
we
have
have
those
we
extra
have the mindset
accounts.
from the start, like taking risk is the part of the life. So
Yes,
yes.
exactly, exactly. So have those other accounts on the side that you can click the button when you need to click the button and you want to continue in your charts, then so you can fulfill that part of yourself that needs that. But stay in control of your funded account because that's what's going to pay you in the end. And so having that plan with spreading out your the growth of the account is a good rule of thumb. And then also, as far as like, paying attention to the drawdown part. So, making sure that, okay, if I take 3 trades in one day, then I'm going to, try to keep my risk within, 0.2% or 5%, 0.5%, 1%, whatever percentage you want to risk per trade, then spread that out as well. So like, don't take one trade that, is 2% risk for that entire one trade. Maybe split that risk up amongst the 2 trades you're going to take for that day. And it's good stuff, but if we just leave it in our head, it's going to keep changing. Like we might tell ourselves, oh yeah, okay, I'm only going to do $1,000 for 5 days to meet the $5,000 target. And
Mhm.
then when you start trading, you're in there, you see something, you see the charts, things are moving, going up and down, lights are blinking. And so all of a sudden you're like, ooh, I could actually do $2,000 today. So why would I limit myself to $1,000? So now you're having this
I
conversation
agree with
in,
that. I
yeah,
agree with that.
inside your
Actually,
head.
like that have happened. Like yesterday, like not day before that, I had a target. Like I'll just target around 1,500 or 1,000. But when I reached the target, I was like, okay, I can increase this amount. So
Yeah.
let me do it. And I did. Like I went to like 4,000, and I was
Mhm.
like, okay, let me stop it here. And I did stop it because that amount was satisfying for me.
Hmm.
So like
So,
some
and then like maybe an hour later, 2 hours later, did it come back and say, "Hey, if I did that 4,000, maybe I could do."
yeah,
Did
yeah,
that happen?
it did that happen. Like, okay, let me try it again, but I was like, okay, fuck no, I know where it will go. I know where it will go. After that, I will take another trade and a loss. So I just
Right,
shut
right,
down
right.
my
But
laptop
one
and
more.
went out
Let me
of the
just
house.
do one more.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
I just shut down my laptop and went out of the house. I was like, nope,
Yes, good.
it's
Good
not
job.
happening today. I was
Yes, yes.
like, I'm
But so
really
you
trying.
that's why you still need to have those extra click accounts. That's what I call them, click accounts, whether
Yeah,
they're demo or even if you take just a bit of money and you put it into a real account and you say, I'm only taking 0.01 lot size trades on this. So you win pennies and this and that, but it doesn't matter. It's just, an account that, and then you can even make, because you do videos and you have a presence online, you can even say, hey, I'm going to take $10. Let's see how much we can grow this $10 in 2 months or 3 months. And then you just take the 0.01 trades every day, make a video of your growth every day. Even though they're, really small dollar amounts, it's still, a process. You're still going through the trading. You still get that happy feeling when you win and your trade goes into blue.
yes,
So all of those things, all those emotional things, you can feed them in other ways that don't affect your major account that's supposed to, support your lifestyle. And then also, so as you develop your trading plan with your target goals in mind, writing it down, I think, is another really important piece to the psychology puzzle because
like
I personally feel like if you get it out of your head and you put it on paper, that's kind of like a contract with yourself. So now you've made a commitment to yourself to say, these are the rules I'm going to stick to. Self, we agree. This is what we're going to do. Yes. Because if you leave it in your head, it might be one thing today and then it'll change and be something different tomorrow. And then it'll be something different the next day. And then you won't remember what your original goal was. And you'll wake up like 6 months later and like, why do I keep losing? I thought I'd be rich by now, or I thought I'd be so far ahead. And it's because
like
you didn't stick
actually,
to your plan.
if I think like if just the consistency and discipline, like for at least 2 years, if you can maintain
Yeah.
that, you can be rich. But the only part is like having that consistency and discipline is hard. That what I understand till
Oh
now.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
like according to me, when I was in India, like I had no like kind of a stress. Okay, where I will find the house, where I will stay. I have my family there, so like I had no like stress in my head that okay, I need to do that, I need to go there. So I was so relieved, and I was like, okay, let's build my trading setup and trade there. So I was just trading in that room, doing everything. And in the meantime, when I was like, okay, I don't want to like when I'm done with my trading. Like I had a really strict rule at the time. Like, I was just trading London session, and if I don't, if price is consolidating in London session, I'll go to New York session. But only two session, there is nothing else, and only maximum like I will take trades is like three trades. Even if it's lost, I won't take any trade. I don't know, but
Yeah.
how at that time I was like really patient. I had no like wanted to trade again, trade again. I had not that feeling yet. That I don't know why, but once I moved here, I was like, okay, now I need to start again. So with the funded account, I don't know what's happening. Maybe because of the target. Okay, I think like they have set a target limit and everything. So first, I wasn't trading funded account in India. The reason was like they have set the rules of 30 days, right? In some
Mhm.
funded companies. So I think setting the 30 days limit and achieving 8% in 30 days is already triggering your emotions to achieve a target.
Yeah. Yeah. You
So
get
that's why I
anxious.
didn't,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't like that. So that's why
Yeah.
like it's a scam. I don't want to do that. But
Yeah.
when I heard about the Fund Pro, they were going unlimited days, and I was like, okay, now this is good. Unlimited trading days. That means they are trying to say, or even on a 200K funded account, you just use 0.01 and grow the account. It doesn't
Hmm.
matter what time it takes. So
Right.
that's the real thing. I was like impressed by it. So and if you notice till now, after Frontal Pro released the unlimited trading days, there are a lot of platforms have changing their rules to unlimited trading
Yes, I
days.
have noticed that. Yep.
I was
You've
like,
seen a lot of
okay,
that.
okay, now this is going too far. Like everyone have like most of the platform I was like just having knowledge of is like changing the rules and regular. I was like, damn. I mean, like that's a different
Yeah.
thing. Like, can't you just build that model before? But they built the model before they didn't put it out. The reason was they wanted to earn more money because they know, because
Yeah.
everyone like the in broker have put the result out. Like broker always like put the result by the end of the year. Like this much trader have failed the grown account and only this much percentage have passed the
Yes.
account. So it's always like 70 to 80% or 90. Only
Yeah.
10% have people have like just consistent build the account.
Yeah.
Like I mean,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
know the
And it's
facts.
really, I think it really comes down to discipline. And so, and I think a lot of prop firms out there, they kind of exploit that. So they kind of, they know that, traders can be risky people and they like to be impulsive and do, big things. And so they're actually hoping that you do that. And then another thing is even when a lot of companies, which another thing that kind of makes Funder Pro stand out is the fact that you get quick payouts. So once you meet the goal, which I think you have to be like above a certain dollar amount in order to qualify for a payout. But they come like 7 days. Like so, 7 days after you pass the challenge, you can qualify for a payout.
Yeah.
And Funder Pro also they like to clean the accounts out. So whatever money you have in your account, you'll automatically get a payout for that.
Mhm.
And so what other prop firms tend to do is like your first payout comes like 45 days after you pass the challenge. And so I think a lot of times what they're doing is they're giving you space to let your emotions get you in trouble. And so I think that's one thing that is still different about Funder Pro is the fact that they want their traders to be profitable. They
Yes.
want people to and they're fairly new. So I've been in some conversations where they're thinking about offering more features and stuff to help traders be profitable. So
Actually,
they
like
really are thinking
they are
about the
trying to,
trader.
yes, they are trying to, even in am Discord group, right? So like I have
Hmm.
seen people asking question, and the people, the guy who is the love admin,
The
the admin
admins.
guy, yeah, I
Hmm.
mean they are doing
On
really
it.
great job. Even I like
Yes.
it because literally,
Yes.
if you just answer question it, they will answer it right back.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they have
Yeah.
no like, and they are so politely.
Yes.
Yeah, I like it.
Like,
We have done
don't
a really
go
good
to
job.
read the, hey, here's a link again to the
Yeah, like
FAQs and the
literally
T&Cs.
because
Go
I
read that shit.
when I was in
But
India, I
no, they
started.
just answer the questions with a
Yeah,
happy face and,
like because I
yeah, they're
know
great.
when I was in India, I was like, okay, let's start a Discord group. I had a feeling, let's trade to, because trading is sometimes it's like lonely, but if you have friends to trade with, it can
Yes.
be fun. So I was like,
Yes.
okay, let's
Yes.
start with that. So I started trading and I started Discord group. I grown it to like 1,000 members. Like the dumb question they ask, I was like, it's already there. It's just written there. Why you
Yes.
asking? Keep asking, because even I was frustrated. I was like, that's it.
Yes. So you can feel their pain.
Yeah, and the scammers is like next level thing. Honestly, scammers, that's
Oh
why I
my
closed
gosh,
my
yes.
Discord group. I was like, nope, I'm not doing this, because I was offline for 3 months in that Discord group. People were kept texting me like, what happened to the group? Like, let's start doing that again. I was like, yeah, but I'm just little, because I was doing process for Paris and everything. And
Yeah.
even after I came to Paris, it's like, bro, group is deleted. What did you do? I was like, bro,
Yes.
too much scammers there. So what should I do?
Yes.
So I was like,
It's a
okay,
lot.
let's
Yeah,
do
lots of
something else.
responsibility.
Yeah. So I was like, let's think about it and build something that is like less with the scammers things, because in this industry, scammers have been grown day by day. Like there is a different
Yes.
level of
And
things
it's so
coming in.
sad too, because,
Yeah.
people like they see something that could change people's lives and they kind of take advantage of how, people need these things or they need these tools, because that is really amazing how learning to trade actually changes people's lives in other countries where maybe all they have is a cell phone. Like they don't even
Yeah.
have like regular Wi-Fi access. They might have to go someplace to get access. My mom actually is a missionary in Kenya, and she doesn't live in a city. She lives kind of out in a neighborhood village. So just knowing what it's like to not always have internet access or having to go very far to just get in the zone. But then people that have a get they get a phone and they're able to learn how to trade and to take advantage of these things, and then also making money in US dollars, which might supersede their own local dollars. Like if they could just make $10, 10 US dollars, that could do a lot, for their family. And so just, being part of that and then also having to watch people take advantage of that it's really heartbreaking
Like people,
sometimes.
like I, because at the psychology part, I agree with the one thing. I started trading because I was looking some people who were just like gurus, you can say. They were showing the
Hmm.
lifestyle and expensive lifestyle. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
that's really great. So at the age of my, like, I was just 16 or 15. Like people at the age of my people, they will be like really curious to know what is it. So like
Hmm.
they started trading with them, and some people do a lot, use a lot of money to lose loss. Like I agree. Like if you want to go in a proper direction, I think you should do a little bit more research. And do
Yeah.
you, yeah, do you know about the Raja Bank, right? A YouTuber, Raja Banks,
No, what's spell that for me? Or you can send
RAJ.
me a link in the Discord. That's
Yeah,
fine.
I will send it. But the like he's the guy. He had really good discipline.
Hmm.
He is really good. I think you should check him out.
Oh
But
yeah, definitely.
the
Yeah.
main part is like I learned something from him is like he always say, if you are age of 19 or 20, don't go to trading, go to college. And I
Yeah.
had I had always questioned like, why is he saying that? Because at the age of 17 I had made money, and I was like, trading can be successful. So I was thinking
Hmm.
on that basis. So I was like, why is he saying that, keep saying that? So I just texted him on Instagram like too many times. So one day he replied. He said, okay, you have money, you have done trading, right? But in his reply was simple, just complete the college. Because and I was like, okay, but I still didn't get clear my head, like why complete the college only, like why.
Yeah.
So one day on his live stream, he said like complete after like graduating, you know, put forex trading as a hobby, not the career. The reason he's like, I agree with him because at a psychological level, if it's your main business, you will be always scared to lose that money. So if
Yeah.
you have certain more businesses that you need to handle, you will spend less time on trading because it's a hobby,
Yeah.
and that is important actually. Spending only
Yeah.
2 to 3 hours, that's more than enough on trading actually.
Exactly. Yep, that
Uh,
makes a lot of sense. And then also, I think too, because one of the main things about college is not necessarily to unless you go into a very specialized industry where you need like very specific skills. Another important thing about college is just teaching you how to think, like how to problem solve and how to look at the world from different angles, even test your own personal theories. Like you grow up in a home and you have very certain rules or very certain ideology about how the world works. And then when you go to college, you meet so many other people that came from different types of homes, and you get to have conversations about different ways that the world works. And I think that that's an important part of just growth as a human, to make yourself be part of things like that. Also, I would advise too, like even having a part of your strategy be like something away from the computer when you
mhm.
have a down day. So like if you take a bunch of losses, for me, if I take like, two losses in a row, then I close my computer and I actually go drive Uber and I make back the dollar amount that I lost. But
That
because my goal is usually like $500, per trade or per day, things like that, then that's, it's a doable loss. So if
that's
I
good. That's
lose
good.
$300 or if I lose $500, I can go drive Uber and make that back. Not because I need the money, but the process of being, away from my computer, I'm outside, I'm getting the sun on me, vitamin
Yeah.
D is important. So like you're locked in your room all that time, that, you need to go outside and get some sun. So,
Yeah.
and then also resting my eyes from looking at the computer and all of those thoughts and emotions behind that. And when you're driving Uber, you're talking to other people. So like people get in my car and I'm having conversations with these people. And then also when I'm, just driving and know people, I can think about what I did wrong, or how I want to fix it. Now I have, like this space away from the activity that, brought me down. And so now I can kind of take a step back and go over like where I made my mistake, what I did, the habits that I probably still have, because we all have bad habits that
Yes.
take, some habits take longer to undo than others. And so thinking about that one thing that I keep doing over and over and over again that keeps causing me problems, now I can have a conversation with myself about it,
Mhm.
but when you revenge trade or you stay in front of your computer longer than you should, then you start having these other conversations that are not productive. So taking a break, going outside, being around other people, all of these types of things are a good way to kind of re-energize yourself, like get yourself back to a good place where you can start again.
So like I understand another thing is like trading at the age of 20, like he's not trying to say don't trade. The reason he's saying, like, I
Yeah.
guess because by the age you grow at a 25 or 26, you understand the making a living is you just
Hmm.
need a little bit of amount. Why? Because
Yeah.
I understand another thing. Like currently, if I just go outside and work in the restaurant, I'll get a like 700 to 800 euros, and
Oh, okay.
I know for a month, right?
Yeah.
So I know like if I divide it by the day by day, it will be like 30 to 40 euros a day. So I
Yeah.
know like making money for me, I just need to make around 40 euros a day. Yep. So like I was just saying like that, so mainly I understood that like growing by the age, it helped you to understand more about the trading as well, because you will understand in outside world getting this much money is like really hard work. So that can help you to being disciplined as well, I guess.
Yeah. And then also, I think it helps with the discipline part too. So, like when you really have to work for something, then you kind of protect it a little bit more. Because even for
Mhm.
myself, like I mean, I it took me 6 years to learn how to trade, and then when I talk to my friends about different things, they want me to teach them because they want
Mhm.
the benefits of being able to trade. But then when
Mhm.
I say, okay, so here's a website that sign up for a subscription to this website because they have really good videos and classes and they explain things really well.
They don't
They don't go.
understand.
They don't go watch the videos. They don't go get a demo account and make all the practice trades and they don't do all that stuff. They're
I
just like,
have
no,
because
no,
I
I
have
want
the
the easy
same
shortcut.
because I have the same thing. Like when I was teaching people,
Yes,
like they just wanted one thing, like teach us how to execute the trade, not to learn how to trade and everything.
exactly. Yes.
Exactly, just directly path of the execution. I mean, like, okay, you want to learn execution, so you know what I said? I opened the 10 demo accounts on every of each phone, and I told them, this is your real money, okay? I have deposit. I didn't said it was demo.
Yeah.
I didn't say because they didn't know trading. So I was like, this is not a demo code. This is the money of mine. Okay. I have give you 10 accounts.
Yeah.
This is how you trade. Okay. Put the trade. Now they just trade on the 10 phone. The account is lost in that day, same day.
Yes.
And now when I told them like, okay, here it is the thing. This is the demo account. But just imagine if it was my real money, what would I have done to you? So,
Right.
yeah.
Yes.
So now I told like now they understand like, okay, this is how it's done. Actually,
Yeah.
when I was teaching, people were really happy, like because I don't know why, but like I like to teach as well sometimes. But after like moving here, I stopped everything. I will recreate everything, but it will take time a little bit. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
like before you pass this funded account, like what before like when you started 6 years ago, how did you like start? What was the capital you started with?
Oh my gosh. Um, I didn't get into funded accounts until very recently, but when I first started, of course you start with like $100,
Yeah.
$1,000, but I would lose those accounts so fast. And so I think it was when I got to I think my losses was up to like $18,000. And then as I was looking at my reports and stuff, I was like, where the hell did I ever get $18,000 from? So when you're just
Like
living life and you're like, and it's like, oh, I need to go get my car fixed or I need to, pay my electric bill. It's like, but I don't have the money. But then all of a sudden, when I turned and I took a look back, I was like, when did I ever have if I knew that I had $18,000 in my couch cushions or something hiding somewhere in my life, but when I was trying to learn how to trade, I would pull money from here and pull money from there and money was just coming from like nobody loaned this to me. Like I could just go out and I would do things and I would find the money in order to be able to,
yeah,
restart my trading account.
yeah.
And then, but when I looked at it, and because when you go into MetaTrader 4, like you can say,
See,
like go into the history, and you can say, I'm gonna look at the last 6 months or the last year, And so I did that one day, and I was like, I want to see, because I wanted to have that number in my head so that as because I took a break, like I took a break for like a year, 9 months or something like that. And I said, well, when I start again, my goal is to make back all the money that I have already lost. So I know once I get above, $18,000 profits, then now I'm at break even. Now I just break even my life. Now it's always up from there. So what I went, so I said, okay, so now I have to, so I took another 9 months to just do no trading, but just to study and, I read some books and I really got into, I think that's when I really got into, trading psychology, which was pretty shortly after, the lockdown and everything when we
mhm.
went through COVID and everybody's in their house. So I started studying at that point, which I thought I was doing pretty good, but of course, like when you're in your house and you have nothing else, to lose or nowhere else to go, and all this sort of stuff. So it's like, okay, so everything was cool, but then when life opened back up, it's like now you have all those other pressures on you that
Yeah.
kind of were alleviated for a minute. And so now just kind of balancing all of that stuff really kind of took a toll. And so I my profitability kind of dipped really low. And so I took a break and got back into studying and trying to find the right community, because I think that's important too.
Yes.
Because for me, just trading by myself or just being alone most of the time, that was really detrimental to staying profitable for me. So I had to be part of a community where I could talk things out with other people and also connect with folks that would be willing to have like accountability teams, so
Yep.
got it.
So yeah, introduce yourself because in the start I didn't let you.
Okay. Yes, I'm Hope Green, and I started a group entitled the Traders Support Group. I've been a trader going on 6 years now, almost seven, and I've been trading. I've been a business owner for more than 32 years, and then prior to the lockdown, I was trading for about 2 or 3 years, and then during the lockdown, I got even deeper into trading. So that gave me more time, I guess, like a lot of people, so I could start studying. And so then I started studying more and more and more. And then I figured out, hey, I could, if I really practiced at trading, then I could, surpass the money that I was making in my business. And now I can work less and make more money. So I got, now I'm a
So
full-time trader.
okay, so like now you're just trading, right? Mainly just trading.
Yes.
Okay, and besides the like you just pass your funded account phase one and phase two. Now like after you already have passed it, like so what's your plan? You're gonna build the more trading capital through funded accounts only, or like you're gonna start your own personal account and grow that too?
Yes, actually, I just getting into the funded having funded accounts or getting connected with prop firms. I did some research on lots of different firms until I found one that kind of matched my personality. I've gone through lots, where you take the challenges and you don't pass, or you pass the challenge, but you don't, something happens and you end up losing the account at some point. So I found that a lot of my trading strategy was just based off of technical stuff. But once I started digging deeper into the emotional side of trading and the psychology of trading, I had to develop a whole new trading plan that incorporated more psychology input as opposed to solely technical. So now my trading plan has a lot to do with monitoring my emotions during trading. I know a lot of people say you got to trade like a robot, but we're people, we're not robots.
Yeah,
So that's
that's
almost impossible to learn how to trade like a robot.
it's
So I figured instead of, I spent years and years trying to figure out how to trade like a robot, and it never happened. So when I stopped trying to do that and I started letting my emotions be part of my strategy, but just regulating them and then also kind of playing off my emotions a little bit, then my gut tells me some things, my technical analysis tells me some things. I put the two together and now I have more success than I did before.
that's great. That's great. So, like we've talked a lot about a lot of different things about the prop firm, like how the trading industry have changed and everything. So, like now, after like all these things, what you want to achieve in life besides trading, not just trading. So, like, what will be that?
Yes. Actually, in regular life outside of trading, I do a lot of counseling with at-risk youth. So I teach a life skills training class at a juvenile detention center. I work with youth that have aged out of foster care. And so I think maybe that's why I'm so in tune with my emotions and how they affect my trading, that, incorporating the two just made sense for me because that is a good part of my other life too. And so at some point, I do want to do more teaching, more educating as far as how to leverage different financial products, to level up your life. There's a lot of people, especially in communities of color, where we don't have these conversations very often about money and how money moves through the world. And so having more conversations with marginalized folks, I think this tool could be something that will change people's lives that maybe don't have all the same access to like going to college or getting better jobs and different. If you have a cell phone, you can learn how to trade and you can really do things that can give you a different type of life than other opportunities that you just might find on the street. So in addition to educating and then also exposing other people of color to the financial world, I want to also start my own sort of like a hedge fund. So at some point, I do want to get into that realm where I'm managing a hedge fund or managing a fund, an investment fund for other individuals so that I can maybe start a fund that has a lower entry point. Because I think a lot of managed funds these days, you have to have a certain amount of capital to get into them, in order to realize, success. But I think too, as smaller communities, we could pool our funds together and create a larger fund, and then I can take that to the market and grow that fund and get a return for the individual investors that participated in my fund.
That's a great plan. Like, yes, that is achievable. Like, as you have been trading, you have knowledge, you can definitely achieve that. So yeah, this interview was pretty helpful for me as well. And with people like we will watch on YouTube, they will be it will be helpful for them as well, because like we have talked a lot about trading industry, about the psychology, about the part like age-wise trading, like people who are in between like 18 to 20, they should start trading or not, what's the better decision for them. So like yeah, this interview will be like a good one, and I think my viewers will like it. So I will put your
Hey,
data, like to how to contact you, like what's the way they can contact you. Should I put
and I think that's interesting. I'm glad that I was able to help you with your trading because in the process, you're also helping me with social media stuff because just being on, just streaming or putting myself out there is not something that I've been doing. So, you kind of made it a little easier to dip my toe into that. So I will
that's
do
okay. Yeah.
yeah, so we'll be working more to get my channel built up, and then that could be a place that people could go. Right now, I do have a Instagram page that
Mhm.
is traders.support.group. So it's the traders support group on Instagram. So people can find me there. And there's also a link to a form that I have folks to fill out if they want more like direct work together.
Okay. So yeah, guys, I will just put all these things links in the description. So like, if you want to go and check her out, you can go and check her out. And besides that, just let me explain. Like, she's currently just passed the phase one and phase two with Funded Pro, and currently she is a live funded account. She have 200K live funded account, and yeah, we had a pretty great conversation right now, and hope you guys really liked it. So, okay, thank you for being part of this trading journey. See you in the next video, guys.